my Lord, you're my Lord.
As we come to the end of our Lenten journeys, and after having experienced an extraordinary Holy Week this year, we're met with the joy of Easter. Why is Easter so joyful? And why does it stir within our hearts a joy that we can't find anywhere else? I think one of the reasons can be found in St. Paul's letter in one of today's readings. He talks about being raised with Christ. I love this because it's an invitation for both you and me to be a part of the Easter story. That Jesus delights in sharing the glory of his resurrection with us, and that we're invited to be raised with him too. In the same way that Jesus conquered death through his resurrection, he's inviting us to conquer all of the hardships in our lives, all of the chains and the suffering and the trials and the hurdles, that through raising from the dead with Jesus, we too can overcome them. The other thing I love about the Easter story is that it's so chaotic. I love the gospel because the disciples are running in and out of the tomb. They're looking at the cloth. They're trying to make sense of what's going on. And it says they don't understand what's happening. I love that because it gives us comfort when we experience those moments as well. Our lives are often messy and chaotic, and they look like that. But if we look at those who were closest to Jesus, his friends who felt like that, we know that it's okay when we feel like that as well. And that there's always a bigger plan at play. And that even when we're looking for Jesus and we can't find him and we think that we're abandoned and left alone, that he's there all along, making things perfect in his perfect time. But my favorite part of the Easter story is what happens next. It's when Mary Magdalene's at the tomb and she's crying. And she's looking for Jesus and she can't find him and she doesn't know where they've put him. And she's in the midst of this despair. And then the gardener appears and he asks her, "Who are you looking for?" I think today Jesus is asking us, who are you looking for? Are we looking for Jesus? And when he appears, will we be able to recognize him the way Mary Magdalene did? When he says Mary and she knows that it's Jesus standing before her, I don't think there's a greater joy than in that moment. And the best part is that today Jesus is saying your name. I invite you to close your eyes and imagine Jesus saying your name. That in the same way he said Mary, he's saying yours. And that he desires for us to recognize him after we've been looking for him. That the same Jesus who appeared to Mary 2,000 years ago is the same Jesus that appears in our lives today. And that the resurrection isn't just what happened in the Bible, but it happens every time we gather in Mass and every time we live our lives as Christians today, that the resurrection is true and it's here today. And that because of that, we can be joyful all the time. We are the Easter people and hallelujah is our song. We are called to be joyful children of Christ. And that because Jesus raised from the dead, that Jesus is alive today, we are victorious. Happy Easter. God bless you and your families.
He is Lord. He is Lord. He has risen from the dead, and he is Lord. Every knee shall bow, every tongue confess that Jesus Christ is Lord. You're my Lord. You're my Lord. You have risen from the dead, and you're my Lord. Yes, my knees shall bow, and my tongue confess that Jesus Christ is Lord.